What if I was to tell you that this is one of the craziest mods for Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord? You may be saying, Jackie, you're an absolute madman. This is Crusader Kings 3. Well, this mod allows you to go ahead and play out the battles in CK3 actually on the battlefield of Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord. So this is Crusader Blood, a mod, as I said in the intro, that combines both Bannerlord and CK3 together, and that's pretty much a love child that people have been wanting for a long time, and it works really simple. It doesn't put as much pressure on your PC as you may think, as Bannerlord basically is just running in the background on a skeleton mode, so it's really not taking up much processing power whatsoever, and the mod itself is really easy to use and install. Many of you may remember that Crusader Blade was a pretty popular mod back in the day. It had sub-mods for it and all that lovely stuff. However, it did fall behind the mass of Bannerlord updates that we were getting every single couple weeks, and the mod just kind of got burnt out and stopped developing it. However, it has now been updated for Bannerlord 1.2 and also the brand new CK3 patch as well, so it should be all good to go, which is very exciting. And the modder has stated that he is going to be working on this again to get sieges in the game, which aren't currently set up, but they are very close, and also fix any other issues that are currently plaguing the mod itself. So as I said, the mod is super easy to use and does make battles really interesting. So very easy. If we go ahead and basically just dive in as a campaign, we'll wait for William the Conqueror to go ahead and land on the British Isles. We'll take our army of Harold and we'll march down south, and we'll go ahead and engage the enemy lines and yeah, get stuck into a battle, and you guys can see exactly how it does work. So as you can see, we are now in a battle right now. Right now, we can't go ahead and initiate the combat. The combat takes a couple seconds to basically start up, allowing any reinforcement armies to get involved in the battle, so you basically can't cheese the armies at a time. It'll basically go ahead and generate this, and now we can go ahead and dive in. I'm pretty sure this army will also be dragged into the battle as well, and go ahead and get involved. If they're in kind of the adjacent regions and they're marching towards you, they'll also get dragged into the battle. It would be really interesting later on down the line if they could make kind of like a reinforcement system come in, but again, that's maybe being a bit too ambitious. So all you have to do is go ahead and click the button in the center, and it will go ahead and basically minimize CK3 and basically allow it to be running on a skeleton kind of operating, really minimize it, and you'll now dive into Bannerlord. As you can see, Bannerlord is now open and raring to go. You can go ahead and adjust the battle size depending on your PC, and what it will do, it will take the ratio of numbers in the actual battle in CK3. So if, I think, for example, I had like 5,000 men, the AI had about 6,000 men, and then it will divide that up depending on what you pick. So if we pick 1,000, I will probably have around about 450 men, and the AI will have roughly around about 550 soldiers. You can also adjust the chances of your warriors dying as well. So if you want, for example, the battle to be a lot more bloody, CK3 has a problem where no one ever dies in battles. You can stick that all the way up. I'm not sure if warriors means actual knights or what, but you can stick that all the way up. They also have a siege modifier here as well to go ahead and make sieges a little bit more difficult as well, because the garrisons are always quite small in CK3. And again, this is just kind of a bit of an example of showing that they are going to be working on siege garrison stuff coming down later on down the line. And there's also an inventory screen right here as well, which I imagine will transition whether, you know, depending on what items you have in CK3, can also transition over, and they can kind of make that kind of combination look really nice. So if we click Start Battle, it will go ahead and load and generate the battle in Bannerlord. Again, I'm not sure how the maps work. It did generate a very nice map, considering we were basically on the cliffs of Dover, and yeah, and we generated the battle by the sea. So I'm not sure if that is something that does get involved in it or not. So right here, you can go ahead and mess up your army. So for example, we are spawning in with a lot of infantry. Something I would like to do, because again, the majority of the army in CK3 is all levies, so it's me in with a majority of my forces being levied but no archers. I would like to see that kind of functionality being involved, where players can choose between having levy spearmen or like levy infantry, levy archers, levy cavalry, and kind of really make that adjustment. Or even just infantry archers, I think, is kind of a bit necessary, so you can kind of diversify your battles rather than just spamming all this infantry kind of with the levy system. Some archers and stuff would be quite cool. You can also see we do have some hostiles as well, so this is one of the regiment units. I don't know what they even call them in CK CK3. I believe it's men-at-arms, right? Yeah, so these are the men-at-arms units. We had a men-at-arms kind of regiment of Huskarls, and they spawn in as the elite Sturgians, which is quite cool to see, you know, kind of adding in that extra flavor to them. Again, if you had men-at-arm archers or crossbowmen, they would also all spawn in their own individual way. But I like this system, kind of the ability with the new Bannerlord reinforcement system. You can basically go ahead and split up your army and make it a bit more exciting. You also have all your heroes as well, so these are going to be all of our knightly units right here. All of our warriors, our knights, you can see them right here, and they're actually named as well. And there's a pretty good chance that if they die, they will die in battle also. Which is quite cool. And you can see numbers wise as well, we have 426 soldiers, they have 564. Again, their special units have been involved. They've got some light footmen, pikemen, armored footmen, and they're all involved there. And again, you can see them actually rocking up, looking very, very cool indeed. And now you can see the battle unfolding. You can really go ahead and do all the tactics you want. A lot of the throwing axes are now popping off. I'm engaging my forces on the right. We can go ahead and charge these guys. You can basically do everything you want to. I think we're going to end up getting wrecked in this battle because of the amount of men-at-arms, but I have also split my army up in a nice little way to go ahead and outmanage the AI. And I think this just adds a lot of flavor to the battle. And now, again, keep in mind, everybody who's dying in this is going to be gone. The casualties that are taken in these battles are going to go ahead and drop down and be kind of responsible for it. I also believe morale does play a pretty big part, so you can see we're now actually chopping down the enemy line as I think they have actually maybe routed. Oh no, they're just reforming. Actually, yeah, they were just reforming right there. But again, morale does matter as well, so depending on how much of that you do have and how much the advantage is in your favor, you will be able to see that popping off quite nicely. Again, something else to keep in mind as well, that hopefully they can go ahead and adjust the banners as well for the factions would be really nice, because right now we're actually both the same banner. So again, stuff like that really does need to be looked at. And as you can see, victory has been claimed. Both sides actually ended up losing a similar amount of soldiers. They ended up routing fairly heavily, but so did we. We kind of lost the same amount of men routing, and now we click done. Basically, what the game will do is we'll go ahead and take that and bring it back in to the game right there. And actually, we immediately got caught again with this ratio. That is really bad. That was a very bloody battle. You can see that both sides basically got knocked out in its entirety because I shoved the death count all the way up to the maximum, and it was an extremely close battle. We won by like 100 soldiers, which really doesn't translate to a lot whatsoever. So as I said, as well, mentioned that you can go ahead and add in more men-at-arms. I don't think artillery is involved, but again, that's probably something that will be implemented in sieges. You'll be able to actually utilize these mangonels and actually have trebuchets to smash down the walls. But again, if I took light infantry, light horse, bowmen, pikemen, armored footmen, they would all spawn in some capacity in the game. Another really cool thing about this mod is it also works with other mods as well. So I'm pretty sure most CK3 mods should work. You'll just be getting the vanilla Bannerlord units though. That's kind of the only downside. So you could bring this into, say, Elder Kings or the Eagle Roman mod as well, and that it should work perfectly fine. But also it works with a Bannerlord mod. So if I go ahead and open up my Bannerlord, which again I'll click play and it will go ahead and basically progress that to open it up, I can now turn on some Bannerlord mods. Now keep in mind that some might crash the game, but for the most part we should be good. But if I turn on, say, raise your banners, we will see them banners in battle. If I turn on realistic weather, we should hopefully get some cool weather. And again, if I turn on RTS camera, we should hopefully see them mods actually in the game when we do get into battle. So let's load up our Bannerlord the normal way. I then dive into a battle in Crusader Kings. And boom, here we go. So raise your banners. I don't know why that one hasn't loaded. That should absolutely work, but you can see how it does affect it. My camera is absolutely fine. This is RTS camera, obviously. I can now command the battles. Mods like realistic battle mod, at least the AI version, should be absolutely fine here at working. Again, I am a little bit curious why the banner mod didn't work, but again, I'm sure people will figure that out. This also does mean that other people can go in and go ahead and adjust the unit types as well. They can create custom unit trees. There was, I'll put it on your screen right now, there was a very good mod that basically changed up all the unit trees for the late historical start date as well, so it would spawn you in with completely different units, which I thought was a really, really cool mod, and hopefully that'll get updated for this new version of Banner Kings, because yeah, kind of having all the custom units and stuff was really awesome. But yeah, this basically shows that This basically shows that you can use other Bannerlord mods, CK3 mods as well. It's going to take a little bit of trial on an error to basically find out which ones are compatible and which ones work nicely. But it's really insane. So yeah, I'm going to go and wrap up the video here. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Be sure to let me know what you guys would like to see next on the channel. Definitely go and check this mod out because it is absolutely awesome. Being able to play Crusader King 3 battles out in Bannerlord is something that I think everybody has always wanted to do, and now we can. So yes, I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe if you haven't already, and fish out.